Here on our farm, we sell all the meat that we raise directly to the consumer. So on top of managing the farm, I also run that part of our business. And one of the first things that we have to do today is actually bring some beef to the processor. So one way that we found to manage our direct-to-consumer sales and manage all the inventory is to group all of the beef that we raise into two groups. So we have harvest dates every spring of the year and then again in the fall of the year. So this is actually the last beef that we're going to have for the spring. So we have to take them to the processor today to fill our freezers to get us through until we start harvesting beef again late August, early September. So we raise our beef with that end goal in mind. So we maintain a herd of cows that have babies every year. And then when we wean those calves, we manage our grazing on them. Then we manage the finishing program to put a good grain finish on them in that last bit of time to really help them get some good flavor developed and fatness ready for harvest. So we sell all of this beef to local customers either in quarter, half, or whole beef portions. And then we also go to the local farmers market and I ship meat boxes directly from our farm. So I want to take you guys along for a week in my meat business. This week I have boxes to be shipped out. We have a farmers market this weekend, and I want to show you all that goes into managing that side of my farm. I started shipping meat from my farm 3 years ago, so it was not the first thing that I started off in, and there are a lot of logistics to shipping. So if you are starting a small farm-to-table meat business, this is not the first thing that I would recommend. Shipping can be kind of complicated when you're sending a frozen product. However, I thought the benefit of being able to reach more customers would outweigh the challenges of getting it all going. So we are currently shipping meat boxes every 2 weeks from the farm. I group it together and try to get a lot of orders for one ship date, just because it does take a lot of time to put all these orders together, to take them to UPS, and the materials that it takes to ship. It's just easier if we have a fair amount of orders instead of just doing a couple boxes every week. This has been the part of my business that has been the most challenging, to learn how to reach a wider customer base. With shipping, I had to learn how to build a website. I had to learn all the different UPS rates and how to figure shipping so that it's not costing me or my customers an arm and a leg to send these boxes, and just all the shipping materials that are needed to ship frozen products. Fortunately, I found that there are a lot of online courses and really valuable resources from other small farms. So I have been able to dig deeper into those resources and get this part of my business up and going. When you're running a small farm business, managing inventory is another thing that you have to really be on top of. And over the years, I found how to work my cut orders in order to manage that inventory by adding some value-added products. So saving all the soup bones and packaging them for people to use to make bone broth, rendering all the tallow for cooking and face creams. These are all value-added products that customers really appreciate, and it's a way for you to use the whole animal. And then having these value-added products to be able to offer to customers, I've learned what sells really good, things that I should avoid getting cut in the future. All those things is just part of starting and learning your customer base and learning how to better serve them. As I have shared with you guys before, we live in a pretty small home, so I am always mindful of what I'm bringing in. I want to make sure that it adds value to our space. One of my big goals for this year is to make our home more functional and cozy. That is why I am thankful for Quince, who is the sponsor of this week's video. Quince is your one-stop destination for high-quality products, and it's all at affordable prices. Quince works directly with manufacturers, so you get exceptional quality without the high markup. I recently ordered all new bedding from Quince, and I am just so happy with my purchase. I got a new set of European linen sheets, and they are truly the most comfortable sheets that I have ever slept on. I have been wanting to update our bedding for so long, but I didn't want to spend an arm and a leg on doing it. I really wanted quality materials that were comfortable and aesthetically pleasing. So I was so happy when I saw just how high quality these sheets are. This sheet set would retail normally for over $250, but I got them for over $100 off by ordering through Quince. The next piece that I added to my new bedding haul was the European linen duvet. Again, this is something that I have wanted for a very long time, and because Quince offers premium materials and designs at a fraction of the cost, I was able to upgrade. I also added this large throw pillow with a linen cover in the color Fig to complement my sheets and pull the whole look together. Quince brings all the high-end essentials together in one place with free shipping and 365-day returns. You can shop Quince's large offerings of products by using the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. Thank you so much to Quince for sponsoring this week's video. I am just so thankful for the customers that have been ordering meat boxes from me for quite some time now. They have truly been with me as I got this part of it up and going, from website glitches, UPS delays, and all the things, but they keep coming back. And I think that's my favorite thing about running a small farm business is people really appreciate just being able to talk to their farmer and have that connection with their food. And as I'm learning and trying to grow, they keep coming back and supporting me, so I am just so thankful for that. Now that the boxes have been delivered to UPS, I closely watch the tracking and just make sure everything is well on its way. The very next thing that I have to get going this week is prepping for this weekend's farmers market. So we do farmers markets twice a month. We have a really big market here in our area. It's actually about an hour away from the farm, but it is so worth our drive down there to serve customers from the city. So we're way out in the country, but this is just an hour drive from our farm where we can reach a very big customer base. And every week, those same customers come back to support our small farm. So a lot of careful prep work goes in to being able to bring my farm products to that market twice a month. We started farmers market by working off the bed of our pickup truck. So every week I would load a few smaller deep freezers, fill them up, drive down to the market, and almost completely sell out. So very quickly we decided to upgrade to our farmers market trailer. So now we keep a box trailer parked in the shed, plugged in all week, and before the farmers market I just go through, take inventory of what's in our market trailer, and restock working out of our big walk-in freezer. The walk-in freezer is also a newer purchase. As our direct-to-consumer business has grown, we decided to invest in a walk-in freezer. For the first few years, I worked out of deep freezers, and it's definitely manageable to start off by working out of deep freezers and rotating inventory that way. But as soon as we were able to purchase this walk-in freezer, we were able to expand our inventory and our offerings. Even though it was a really big investment for our small business, it has been a really good step for us to keep growing and keep expanding our direct-to-consumer side of the business. Going to the farmers market every Saturday has been a great thing for our business, but last year it got really hard to commit to every Saturday. So this year we stepped back a little bit and we're only doing farmers markets twice a month. So we're going every first and third Saturday. We have found that just after a month of markets, our customers are still coming out. They're appreciative that we're still coming, and they're able to work with us and stock up a little bit more at each market since we're only there twice a month this year. I've got the freezers totally packed and ready to go. I've kind of have an idea of exactly how much of each I need to bring each market. Of course, stuff always surprises me, but as a general rule, I know what cuts to bring more of, what to bring less of, and a lot of that just goes with the season and the time of the year. As I have done this quite a bit now, I have really nailed down my system on packing for the market, and my main goal is to just keep it very simple so that I can keep showing up week after week. As much as we would love for the markets to be a whole family thing, in this season of little kids, it just doesn't work out for us all to go to the farmers market. The main reason is I had to leave the house very, very early to get there. So waking up little kids and then having them down there all morning after being woken up early just doesn't go well. So normally I come to the market by myself, which honestly I don't mind the early morning to myself and getting the booth all set up. And one of my friends comes pretty much every Saturday and meets me there early and helps me get everything ready to go and spends most of the morning with me helping to take care of all the customers. And even though we're really busy, it is so rewarding seeing the same people showing up week after week to support the farm. I always try to keep my setup as simple as possible. When I first started Farmers Market, I tried to decorate my booth and make everything look so cute, but I realized that people just want it in bold what I have to offer. So I switched out my cute little chalkboards for these big bolded signs and then focused on good signage promoting our farm. Keeping it all simple allows me time to walk around every morning before the market gets going to see what other farms have to offer there. I usually pick up a few groceries for the week, things that we don't have on our farm. It's just so nice seeing the wide offering of products that are at this market every weekend. I know why there's such a big crowd, because every farmer just really cares about what they're offering, and week after week there's so much here for people to enjoy. Now that I made my rounds and picked up my few groceries for the week, I've got my breakfast pizza and an iced coffee ready to start a busy morning at the farmer's market. Thank you guys so much for following along, and I hope you enjoyed this week's video.